Welcome to the channel, everybody, and what is going on in FC25? It's insane how much EA Sports is cooking. It's like a whole new world. You see the Abraham objective in the background. We've now completed him. I'm going to keep him out of SBCs, even though he's not usable in my team right now. At 6'5", he's unique. He's got some good play styles. I think with some evolutions, he could absolutely turn into a beast. So just a little note, you may want to keep him on the side. You may regret getting rid of him in SBCs if you don't. But we have way bigger news than that. Starting off with this monster, we've now completed the Adama Traore foot birthday evolution. No, it wasn't just for him. But when this evolution came out in this two-part, the 1 and 2, I knew it had to be Adama, as well as a lot of people who kept the free version, the 88 version of the card that was given to us. He was so powerful for so long, and guess what? He is back. He can play right mid, but not right wing, so it doesn't suit me as far as playing him on the wing. However, he can be deadly at cam with these upgrades, as well as where I'm going to use him, which is striker as an advanced forward. The play styles are there, the roles are there, the stats are there, and Adama, without all that, was just an animal. Think about how he's going to be now. I've already previewed him a bit, and yes, he is an absolute monster in that striker position. So strong, so fast. It looks like he has 150 pace out there. So hard to knock off the ball. You are going to have fun if you kept Adama Traore. You will be rewarded with this evolution without a doubt. So I can't wait to use him, but we even have other big news. Maybe, arguably, bigger news. We were able to pack Rodrigo's 93 rated Fantasy FC card that has upgrades and still could get more upgrades, as well as Pavard. He can play center back, but he is a beast at right back. Two very good cards, but obviously Rodrigo is a showstopper, a $2.6 million card that just changed everything. I just did a stream talking about my road to Ronaldo. I was going to go get CR7, then I looked at some of the reviews compared to the price, didn't like what I saw, so then I was going to do Bale, and I was going to put him on the left, Maradona on the right, but then we pack Rodrigo. So what I'm going to do now, as you can see, Maradona on the left, Rodrigo on the right. Yes, they both have finesse shot plus, but since Maradona can play with the player role plus plus on that left wing still, and he has Trivela, not Trivela plus, but Trivela, he will be just as dominant over there with not losing the finesse shot option on the right side because Rodrigo has finesse shot plus. Both of them are still amazing. Luckily he fit. It would have been terrible if I had to pick between Maradona and this Rodrigo card. I've got to use him a few times. He is insane on the ball. Finishing incredible. Movement is just second to none. He is a dominant player. I know some people talk about his body type. I don't know what they're talking about, right? I do know what they're talking about in the sense of, yes, some players' body types do ruin them. I feel that way about Zidane. And maybe some people look at me like I'm crazy, but in this case, anybody who says that Rodrigo isn't OP, I do not know what you're smoking because he is insane. And speaking of people smoking on something, I have to admit, it seems like I was when I released a video saying I don't know if Hullet, his prime card, would be usable. Now, you got to give me a break because I was never fortunate enough to either pack or afford Hullet. I used them in some drafts, but that was the extent of it. And now that I've been able to use them in better gameplay and for a more prolonged period, I can tell you I see what all the hype is about. He is absolutely insane as a cam or a striker. Yes, he could also play CM, but in my opinion, he would be wasted there. It's just, even without the great play styles, even though the stats are good, but they don't like pop out like anything crazy, he plays well above them. It's similar to the Adama Traore card, right? When his 88 came out, the stats weren't that good, but he was just OP. And there's a lot of players like that. Marquisio's another one that sticks out to me. He doesn't have eye-catching stats or anything like that, but he's just an insane box-to-box type of midfielder. Hullet is on another level. He is incredible in all facets of the game. He will not be leaving my team at all. I'm dead serious. I don't care. Footies, there might be all Footies cards around him, but if it's not a better version of Hullet, he is not leaving the team. He is that good. I promise you, I'm not over-exaggerating. And we had one more big pickup, which is Iker Casillas. We completed his SBC since I no longer needed to do Ronaldo or Bale. Yes, it's a goalkeeper, not as exciting of an SBC, but I promise you, if you can do this SBC, here is why. Far Reach as a goalkeeper playstyle is by far the best goalkeeper playstyle you will absolutely be able to see in game when he's making saves that other goalkeepers without this playstyle, and especially playstyle plus, they just couldn't make the saves. Not only that, but he is extremely fast for a goalkeeper, which is huge in this meta because you put him on sweeper keeper, which he has as a plus player role, with build-up as well, and he will be zooming off that line, stealing the ball off of attackers' feet that otherwise would be in on a breakaway and would have easy goals. So, not only will he save you from getting scored on from his shot-stopping ability with Far Reach Plus, but he also, with his speed, will be getting off the line and stopping potential goals from breakaways. He is a must-do goalkeeper if you have the fodder laying around because you cannot get him any other way. He's not on the market. He is simply just an SBC. And outside of all the amazing players we've gathered in my team for free, let me add, there is still more to come because we have a Foot Birthday Cup where we can get more packs, more fodder, more players. There's also a ton of objectives, not to mention Franz Beckenbauer is coming back into the game soon, as well as the Roma trio of Doumbia, Ibarbo, and Gervinho. If you are not familiar with this trio and their history in FIFA, do a little history lesson and learn. It will be a welcome addition to have these three players added. No doubt they will be cooking for teams in the game soon. On top of Beckenbauer and all of the content that they continue to drop, EA Sports is just on another level now. Just think about the fact that this game was in the toilet from its release all the way to this most recent patch, and the content was right next to the gameplay, down in the dumps. Now, it's just unrecognizable what EA Sports has done, which, not saying that they deserve flowers, because either A, they had this capability all along, and they just got lazy until finally they seen a mass exodus of players, or they seen, money was heading out the door, or they changed leadership or personnel or something like that. Whatever it is, whether it's a new direction with new personnel and they're responsible, or the parties at B just finally woke up when they saw they potentially could lose money, or maybe they were threatened by the higher-ups at EA Sports to get their act together. And it is the same people, but they're doing their best work. I don't really know the answer and don't care because right now they're doing amazing and the player base gets to benefit from it. So that's all I care about. Keep up the good work because on top of all this great content I just talked about, the gameplay is incredible. Obviously, there is the one glaring issue of the server lag, the server delay, whatever you want to call it. It absolutely can be annoying. Fortunately, in this recent session, or sessions I should say, I didn't face too much, at least not to the extent that the game was unplayable. It wasn't insurmountable to overcome and win the game. However, yes, there are times where the servers are so bad that no matter how hard you try, how well you do with the lag, you're just not going to be able to compete because your opponent isn't suffering any lag, or maybe they are and it just turns into a crapshoot because there's no skill in it when the servers are like that. So I have to bring that up. But outside of the servers, the gameplay is phenomenal. You can truly play football. You can truly score some amazing goals, some great build-up, right? The one other downside I would say would be the 4-2-1-3 is so powerful that it's undermining the fact that finally we can use so many different formations, tactics, and all of them are viable to, win and compete at the highest level. The problem is the 4-2-1-3 is so powerful. You get so many attacking opportunities while still having a strong defense. I just, by the way, did a live breakdown of the 4-2-1-3 where you can see in-game just how powerful this formation is and why it is so powerful on both sides of the ball. If you want, check that out. It's a stream. Under live, you can see it literally says live 4-2-1-3 breakdown. But getting back to the point, I wish it almost wasn't in the game, no matter how powerful or how fun it is to use because of all the scoring opportunities it creates. With the player runs, you have several options every attack. But The reason I wish it wasn't in the game is because then, FC could really showcase the fact that there isn't, just one formation, one tactical setup you have to go by just to, be able to be successful. You could use literally any setup as long as you use it accurately and have skill, you can be good. The problem is it's hard to do that when the 4-2-1-3 is just head and shoulders times 10 above every other formation as far as how good it is, especially in attack, but also defensively. It's hard to use these other setups when, especially if you're facing an opponent, because many players are using it that are getting like twice or more the chances of you just because they're using, that particular setup. It makes you want to get in there and use it too, so you can match their chances and then, potentially win more games using this setup. So that's where I wish 4-2-1-3 isn't in the game. You could say that's a downside. Absolutely, the servers is, but think about where we were and how many issues there were in the game. Now, to have just those as issues, I'd say we're in a great spot as a player base. We should enjoy this time period. It does suck when you go through those long periods of unplayability, let's call it, due to server issues. However, again, looking on the bright side, trying to look with half glass full eyes, it is an incredible time to be an FC player right now. I will say that. So we're going to keep grinding. You keep grinding too. Keep having fun, and we will see you on the next one. Probably going to be some Division 1 grinding. We are finally putting enough time to climb the ranks a bit. For the longest time, there was barely, if any, rivals play going on. It was mainly champs, just a little bit of rivals, sometimes grinding out to get the rewards, but that was about it. Now, we probably will do that final little push just to get into Elite Division, start getting those really good rewards, get some really good games on stream, on video, and then we will go from there with all this amazing content that keeps coming out. So, I will see you on the next one. Peace.